Welcome to the Christina Loren Show. We're clearing through the thick fog of misinformation in order to expose what's true is our primary goal, as the mainstream media cranks out manufactured truths and nonstop PR for the Democrat Party, under the guise of objective journalism. On Tuesday night, President Donald J. Trump went toe-to-toe with Vice President Kamala Harris in their first face-to-face meeting.
I did watch all of these pieces of video. I didn't detect the sarcasm, lost by a whisker. We didn't quite make it.
But in stark contrast to traditional presidential debates, the playing field was not even, as both moderators worked in unison to tilt the stage to the left, the far left.
Nancy Pelosi was responsible. She didn't do her job.
The question was about you as president, not about former Speaker Pelosi, but I do want Vice President Harris to respond here.
Way to run interference, David. You should really pat yourself on the back for injecting your bias into the democratic process. Now, Americans shouldn't be shocked by the 3-on-1 ambush of President Donald Trump, because Kamala Harris has shared a very cozy relationship with a senior ABC executive, Dana Walden, for the last 3 decades. We go to the New York Times for the fact check. The Waldens, extraordinary friends per the vice president, have donated money to Miss Harris's political campaigns since at least 2003, when she ran for district attorney in San Francisco. In many ways, Dana and Matt are responsible for my marriage, Miss Harris joked at a fundraiser in April of 2022 at the Waldens' home in Brentwood, a wealthy Los Angeles enclave where Miss Harris and Mr. Emhoff also own a residence. So not only are they wealthy neighbors and extraordinary friends, the Waldens have been investing in Kamala's political future for years. Now, when I invest money into anything, I hope to see a good return on my investment, or at the very least, I hope to protect my investment, which is why it's no surprise that Kamala Harris's sorority sister was selected as a moderator of the debate.
Lindsay Davis, Robin Roberts is right. It's a sorority thing. I don't understand it all. So you have to explain it to everybody.
Sure.
You're a sorority sister of Kamala Harris.
Right. Well, you know, pearls are a symbol of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, which she pledged while she was at Howard University. And the strand of pearls is symbolic of the unity and the sisterhood. OK, but on this day, there's actually a Facebook page of women who say wear pearls on January 20th, 2021. And hundreds of thousands of women are.
I did a great service in doing it. It took courage to do it. And the Supreme Court had great courage in doing it. And I give tremendous credit to those 6 justices.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born. Madam Vice President, I want to get your response to President Trump.
I think it's pretty clear to most of us that she was ready to assert that line in her condescending tone long before President Trump was finished speaking. Kamala Harris wasn't fact-checked even one time throughout the 90-minute debate. But President Trump was corrected, interrupted, and the questions were clearly framed to cast him in a negative light. But leave it to the mainstream media to hand out gold stars to the worst moderators in our nation's history. Now, the bar was set so low for Kamala Harris going into the debate, she actually exceeded expectations of most Americans. But I would invite anybody who did not think that Donald Trump won that debate to go back and take a second look, because it's clear who the reigning champion was when you watch it again.
I'm not signing a ban, and there's no reason to sign a ban, because we've gotten what everybody wanted. Democrats, Republicans, and everybody else, and every legal scholar wanted it to be brought back into the states. And the states are voting. And it may take a little time, but for 52 years, this issue has torn our country apart.
There would be a national abortion, a monitor that would be monitoring your pregnancies, your miscarriages.
Her performance appeared disingenuous and contrived straight out of the gate when she completely sidestepped the first and most important question of the night.
When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid.
Listen, prices are going up no matter what, Andrew. Whether you do it on the tax side, whether you do it on the tariff side, our policies are silly. We can't be Santa Claus. All those programs aren't policies, they're promises that never get by Congress, and each one of them has a cost we can't afford, because we've done this before. When you prepay and you make policies that don't make economic sense, you may think you're getting a benefit, If you're out there and you're a young person, study up. Study up. I feel bad that they can't buy houses and insurance. You think these prices of insurance are going to go down, Andrew? You think people in Florida that could barely hold on to their homes could afford 300% increases in their insurance?
There is no question about that. It's a very true statement.
Right, so then why don't we talk about it? Why don't we talk about it?
Well, then there's other issues around climate issues and other things that are affecting things in Florida.
What issues did you learn last night? The ABC people were like a turkey shoot.
And I'll tell you, I believe you deserve a president who actually puts you first.
Kamala's delivery and charisma had all the authenticity of a B-list actor starring in a Hallmark movie. Christmas will not be easy this year for many families, because a large number of Americans, especially those that Kamala claims to be fighting for, will be forced to take on more debt just to buy their kids and family members presents this year. Something that millionaire Kamala won't have to worry about, as she sips on eggnog in one of her swanky homes. And despite her promises of a new way forward, Kamala Harris is widely responsible for the economic issues that we're all dealing with today.
But our supply chains have now improved, and prices are still too high. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today than it did before the pandemic. Ground beef is up almost 50%.
We cannot afford 4 more years of Kamala Harris, who will say whatever it takes to win the election, as her friend Bernie Sanders pointed out.
She has previously supported Medicare for all. Now she does not. She's previously supported a ban on fracking. Now she does not. These, Senator, are ideas that you have campaigned on. Do you think that she is abandoning her progressive ideals?
No, I don't think she's abandoning her ideals. I think she's trying to be pragmatic and doing what she thinks is right in order to win the election.
Kamala Harris has yet to hold a single press conference since she was coronated as the Democratic nominee. And just yesterday, she sat down for her first solo interview. And we still have no answers on her plan to improve the economy.
Well, I'm obviously not Joe Biden. And, I offer a new generation of leadership. And so, for example, thinking about developing and creating an opportunity economy where it's about investing in areas that really need a lot of work. And maybe focusing on, again, the aspirations and the dreams, but also just recognizing that at this moment in time, some of the stuff we could take for granted years ago, we can't take for granted anymore.
Political scholars have pointed out, when elections are about issues, Republicans win. But when elections are about personalities, that's when the Democrats win. That's why Kamala is going heavy on the joy and vibes.
Kosher salt, fresh ground pepper, maybe chop up a little thyme, and then you can mix it even with, okay, so do the salt and pepper all over it, just lather that baby up, right? With on the outside in the cavity. You could also chop up, but not with the thyme, just the salt and pepper. Mix that up also with some thyme. You could even do a little rosemary if you want, under the skin with some butter before you're gonna cook it.
Lather that baby up. Right now, Kamala needs to answer 2 pressing questions for the American public. Number 1, will she grant amnesty to the 15 to 20 million illegal immigrants in this country? And number 2, what is her detailed plan to boost our GDP and help us get out of national debt? And although I do believe that President Trump can win this election on issues alone, it's important to remember that he's also got a great personality.
By the way, these teleprompters haven't been working for the last 20 minutes. And I actually like my speech better without teleprompters. And this way, what I like about it, wait a minute, let me see how these things You know what? I like it better without the teleprompter. Where's your daddy? And your mommy, right? Do you want to go back Do you want to go back to them or do you want to stay with Donald Trump?
Trump.
We're going to build the wall. We have no choice. We have no choice. Build that wall. 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 My pledge reads, I'm with you, the American people. I am with you. I will fight for you.
If you care about the economy, if you care about law and order, if you care about the America that we hand to our children, you will vote for President Donald Trump. In closing, I'd just like to say thank you to President Trump for recognizing my reporting on RSBN on his Truth Social page. His acknowledgement is the greatest honor of my career, and it reinforces my commitment to the Republican Party and the Make America Great Again movement. Navigating the political opposition from Meta and Google, who owns YouTube, has made my podcast endeavors more challenging than they should be. But his encouragement makes me want to work harder than ever. And freedom of speech and freedom of religion are worth fighting for, because I know what's at stake for our country if he doesn't win. RSBN is America's most watched political streaming platform, and it's a true blessing to have had the chance to cover 2 Trump rallies so far, alongside their amazing team. And just to offer some clarity, my legal last name is Bella. Loren is my news name. So I'm guessing that his team was given the name that was on my identification, because you've got to go through a media clearance through Secret Service just to get into some of these events. Security is very tight for a reason. This is one of my favorite moments from the Wisconsin rally that was held last Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 10 of the Christina Loren Show. I'm very thankful to you for going on this journey with me. I'll be sure to keep you up to date with wherever I'm headed or when the next episode of this podcast comes out on my social media pages. Thank you for following me there. In the meantime, wishing you a beautifully blessed week.